Ambassador Zixthala of the Vorthan Collective adjusted her crystalline appendages nervously as she reviewed the data streams flowing across her neural interface. The emergency session of the Galactic Council had been called mere hours ago, and the reports flooding in from the Outer Rim were unprecedented. The humans have done what? Council Speaker Mordine's voice resonated through the chamber's translation matrix, his disbelief evident even through the mechanical interpretation. "They've destroyed the Zathek Hive Fleet, Your Excellence," Zixthala repeated, her voice steady despite the chaos erupting around the council chamber. "All 47 dreadnoughts. Gone." The chamber fell silent. For 3 centuries, the Zathek had been the galaxy's most feared predators, a species of cybernetic horrors that consumed entire star systems, converting organic matter into their twisted technological amalgamations. Their fleet had been advancing toward the core worlds for months, and every simulation had concluded the same thing: total galactic extinction within 2 standard years. "How many ships did the humans lose?" asked Representative Quillen, his fur standing on end. Zixthala's crystalline form dimmed. 3. The silence stretched impossibly longer. It had been only 50 years since humanity had stumbled into galactic society, their primitive chemical rockets barely capable of reaching their own moon. The other species had watched with a mixture of amusement and horror as these bipedal creatures threw themselves into space with reckless abandon, using controlled explosions to propel themselves between worlds. Suicide species. The Vorthan had labeled them after humanity's first contact incident, when humans had responded to a Zathek scout probe by ramming it with their largest space station, killing 8,000 of their own people in the process. They have no concept of acceptable losses, the analytical Kradesh had concluded after studying human military history. They will sacrifice anything for victory. The galaxy had collectively decided to keep these dangerous primitives contained to their small corner of space. Better to let them destroy themselves than risk their infectious madness spreading. But then the Zathek came. The cybernetic swarm had emerged from dark space 3 years ago, consuming the Outer Rim colonies. With mechanical efficiency, world after world fell silent. The combined fleets of 17 species had engaged them in the Battle of Kepler's Gate, and barely 10% had returned. In desperation, the Council had finally reached out to humanity. "We require military assistance," the official communique had read, translated into the humans' crude linguistic patterns. The response had arrived within hours. "Hold our beer." Nobody understood what that meant. Now, Zixthala stood before the council, describing events that should have been impossible. The humans hadn't sent a fleet. They had sent 3 ships. Not their largest vessels, not their most advanced technology. 3 mid-sized craft that the galactic databases classified as exploration vessels. "Explain their strategy," Mordine commanded. Zixthala's appendages flickered through the data. There was no strategy, Your Excellence. They simply flew directly at the Hive Fleet." "Directly at them? Through the debris field? Through the Zathek energy barriers?" "Yes, sir. When their shields failed, they rerouted power from life support. When their weapons overheated, they used their ships as projectiles. The vessel designated Terra's Wrath actually detonated its fusion core inside a Zathek dreadnought." Representative Quillen's whiskers twitched. "And the crew? They ejected 17 seconds before impact. The pilot manually guided the ship to ensure maximum damage." Zixthala paused. She was laughing, according to the communication logs. The council chamber erupted in shocked chittering and electromagnetic bursts of disbelief. But the truly terrifying part came next. After analyzing the wreckage, the Zathek had done something unprecedented. They had retreated. These unstoppable, cybernetic predators who had never shown fear, never hesitated, never deviated from their consumption patterns, had turned their entire fleet around and fled toward dark space. The intercepts explained why. Target species exhibits extreme tactical unpredictability, the Zathek collective mind had concluded. Probability matrices non-functional, combat algorithms insufficient, classification hazardous to collective survival, recommendation Avoid at all costs. The humans had accomplished something the combined might of the galaxy could not. They had made the Zathek afraid. As the council session continued, more reports arrived. Human volunteers were already spreading across former Zathek territories, using their reckless approach to clear out remaining cybernetic installations. They rigged mining equipment into improvised weapons, converted civilian craft into attack vessels, and somehow managed to find joy in situations that would paralyze other species with terror. "Sir," Zixthala announced as a new data stream reached her, "the humans are requesting permission to pursue the Zathek into dark space." The chamber fell silent again. "They want to hunt them?" Mordine asked, his voice barely a whisper. "They've volunteered to finish the job, sir." Their exact words were, "Someone needs to make sure these metal bugs don't come back for seconds." For centuries, the galaxy had looked down upon humanity's reckless nature, their willingness to sacrifice everything for uncertain outcomes, their inexplicable ability to find humor in the face of annihilation. They had been dismissed as a chaotic element, too dangerous and unpredictable to be taken seriously. But now, as the council stared at the tactical displays showing Zathek forces in full retreat for the first time in recorded history, they began to understand a terrible truth. Sometimes the galaxy didn't need another careful, calculated species. Sometimes it needed humans. "Permission granted," Mordine said quietly, "and may whatever gods still exist have mercy on the Zathek, because the humans certainly won't." As the session adjourned, Zixthala couldn't help but feel a chill run through her crystalline structure. The galaxy was safe from the Zathek threat, but now there was a new question that would keep her awake through many cycles. Who would protect the galaxy from the humans?